All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Introduction to Sociology Part 2. We're mainly just going to be going over Populi and how to navigate Populi for you guys, so it's a little bit easier and you guys can navigate a little bit better through that, so we can, get on our merry way. I'll share my screen here real quick for you guys so you can see everything. All right, here we are. So just to briefly tell you guys before we get started, we were on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:25 to 10:40. But since we've transitioned to online only, I will pre-record the lectures. We will never have an online Zoom meeting or in person. So I will always post the lectures by Tuesday and Thursday morning so you guys can go over that yourselves. And then I'm also going to leave the slot open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:25 to 10:40 to be available for questions. So if you guys have any questions on the assignments, on what to do, you guys can get a hold of me at that time, and then we can kind of go over it together. So this is the dashboard. This is the first one on your side, and we're going to be mainly using these up top. You can kind of see, we're not going to have any tests, which I'll go over later. The calendar, the roster, what your grade is. You guys can get to know more of these bottom ones yourselves, but these top ones are the ones we're mainly going to be using. And so for the dashboard, the bulletin board is, as you can see, I already put a note for you guys, and everybody can see this. So if you have a question that's not a personal one, if it's for the class, post it right here on the bulletin board, because then if another student has the same question, they can see where we had it on the bulletin board, and then they can have their question answered right here as well. I'm going to go over the syllabus for you guys. I still have to change this up here to my information, but go over the course description, course role, course outcomes, required materials, course communication yourselves. I'm just going to ask you guys to read that yourselves, but the course requirements, Populi, and most of your grade is going to become these online discussions. And so each week you guys are going to be responsible for participating in these discussions. And so I'm going to post an original question, or there might be some kind of summary that we ask you guys to do for the lectures, and then there's going to be a question. And these questions are going to be about the chapters, about what you've been learning, and we're going to ask you to do, 2 paragraphs or 200 words, something. We'll get there as each week keeps going. We might ask you to do more or less depending on where we are, but your initial discussion post is due by Thursday night each week. And it's going to be the same each week, so you guys can kind of get into a rhythm with it. And so you are going to be asked to reply to two of your classmates by Sunday night, and we want you guys to be interactive with each other. We don't want you to just say, like in my master's class, if I replied to one of my discussion boards to another student and I just said, hey, thanks for the post, I really enjoyed it, and you didn't say anything or ask any questions or got any in depth whatsoever, I would get a 0. And so we're going to ask you guys to do that too. Just make sure you're just get curious, basically, ask a lot of questions, whatever interested you, write it down. That's what you're going to do for your replies. And you're going to do just to repeat, 2 replies to classmates each week by Sunday. And then let's keep going here. Course assignments, this is going to be 50 points each. These aren't discussion posts, but we'll have more information on this as the weeks go by. This is the final sociological project, and you're just going to choose a topic that interests you, and we're going to have benchmarks each week, and you're not going to get to the last week of the semester and be like, oh no, my sociological project is due. We're going to have you working on it each week, so don't worry about that just yet, but ask yourself what speaks to you as you keep going on in the chapters, and and it's going to be 8 to 10 pages with a PowerPoint video presentation, and we'll just talk about that more. And then there's a rubric there. I'm going to show you where the rubrics are after this. Late work, don't turn any late work in. We will not accept it. You know, even if it's got to be a really good reason. If your grandma died or something like that, we'll talk about it. But other than that, we're not accepting late work. So if your computer's being a little buggy, you know, make sure that you plan for that and you can get some other, you know, medium so you can turn in your work. Let's see here. Academic integrity. Guys, just don't cheat. I know it's tempting sometimes to cut corners, but just don't. Grades. This is just the normal grades over here. And then that's about it. Just go over that syllabus, you guys, and we're going to go next into lessons. All right, so the first one, these are your lessons. This is where everything will be for you guys. And if we ever ask you to, like, you know, watch a video, which we are going to do, we ask you guys to watch some of these crash course sociology videos because they go along with what we're talking about pretty nicely. And so the links will be down here. And this is chapter 1, so all your assignments will be right here. Read chapter 1, view crash course in sociology video 1, and the link will be over here. It's pretty self-explanatory, just get familiar with it. These are the files, so any notes or anything like that you guys can see. And these were more for in class. This is Kelsey's particular PowerPoint, but you guys won't really need those. But if there is something that you guys need that, you know, we ask you to know, we'll point it out to you in the PowerPoint. So that's the lessons, and we don't have everything up right now, but each week it'll be up for you guys. And so these are the files. These are where, like, the rubrics are. And so if you are ever confused about, you know, what discussion post should I put, you know, what should I make my content about? There's examples, there's a bunch of stuff in here for you. And so we put it all in here for you guys. These are a discussion post and example from Kelsey's doctorate program. So you guys can look at that. Let's see here. Oops, files. So the rubrics are here as well. Let's see. And then we're going to go over Turabian style citations and references and things like that later, but this is where you're going to find all of that stuff. So there you go. Assignments. Your assignments are worth 70%, and then your final project is going to be worth 30% of your grade. And then this is kind of just where, here, let's click on this. You guys won't see this, but this is kind of where you turn in your stuff, and it'll look a lot different for you guys. This is where you turn in all of your stuff. And so, yeah, let's see here. This is the discussions. You can, you know, we've already put up, I think, the first 1 and 2 discussions for you guys. And so you guys can look at this. And this is the rubric that we're grading you guys on. And if you want to get an A, you know, just look at what you need to do to get an A. And there you go. And then the rest of this stuff, you guys can look at yourself. I'm not going to go over it in this video. But if you guys have any questions, like I said, I'm always free from the time that we usually would have class from, what is it, 9:25 to 10:40, I believe. So if you guys have any questions, these first couple weeks, I think I'm just going to be on, I'm going to be texting you just so you guys, you know what you're doing and you don't feel lost. But we're going to try to transition you guys as much as we can to Populi. So there you go. This is your tutorial. And make sure you watch this before, you know, you try doing anything else. This is going to be important for you guys to watch. All right. And that's about it. Thanks for joining my intro part 2.